think we're good. Who cares? Let's just do it. Let's just rock and roll. You guys know me. Totally unafraid to make mistakes. Oh. Twitch God. You're a traitor to your class, Max. Sorry. Twitch cop. That's good. I like that. In mod view, is there there's it actually like gives you a separate view and everything? That's weird. I didn't know that. It's interesting. Hey, so I just have kind of a it's funny. I have kind of a funny oh, I knew it was police. Come on. I didn't think you meant Pro Riot Police. Um I had to pick up my kids, well actually my youngest son from the store where my wife works last night, and as a result had to end up taking back her business partner's kids as well, who are my kids' age basically. Dude, yeah, I wonder if it's anything like my actual streamer view. I don't know. Curious. Anyway, they're like between the ages of 8 and 12. So they were all talking like, "Oh, I have so many Instagram followers and I have so many YouTube followers." And my youngest son, Adam, was like, "Oh." But they said, "Oh, who do you know who has a YouTube channel?" And Adam was like, "Oh, well, my dad does." And they're like, "Really? How many subscribers do you have?" And I was like, "Oh, like almost like above 6,000." And they were like, "Oh!" And here I'm thinking like 6,000 is like, I mean, my community is great, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some famous YouTuber or anything. Whereas these kids are dealing with like, you know, their followers are their grandmas and like 3 or 4 friends. If they've got double-digit followers, they're like really excited. So they were just blown away. I don't know. It struck me as kind of funny. The kinds of thing kids are impressed by these days. I don't know. Kids these days. Hey, what the hell are we doing up here? I forget. Oh yeah, we got to report to Graven Ash. Max, you bastard! You mean it's been you the whole time? He's been propping me up. My gosh. Who knew I was a rickety old house and Max is in there just he's reinforcing all the walls. Like, oh god, I gotta keep this thing running. This guy's ego couldn't handle it if he knew how fake this all is. Evidence against Graven Ash. Right. I'm still not sure what the hell this is supposed to represent. Tunon's pissed off that shit's going down in the tiers. Tunon's in the... Not in the... Yeah, the tiers. Tunon's in the tiers. Like, it'd be one thing if Tunon was back in the main continent, right? Not on the peninsula. And he was like, I hear word that shit's going down. I'm going to send my... I was just going to call myself a Justicar. No. My Fatebinder. But he's here. Like, I don't know. If I was him, I'd want to check it out firsthand. But anyway, apparently somebody has... Tunon believes that one of the Archons has basically betrayed Kairos, or is at least instigating a civil war. Whether or not that falls under the category of betrayal, we don't know. But we're calculating whether it's Graven Ash or Narat. We have way more evidence against Graven Ash, but he's also the dude that we're allied to. It's kind of a strange setup. I imagine if I had played the intro differently or sided with Voices of Narat, this game would have been very different. I know I've said that now a couple different times. Right. I think the next thing we were going to do was go kill the people who tried to take out Versus Gang. Actually succeeded, I think, in taking out Versus Gang. Which, if I look on the map, is... right here. And we're here. I think we were going from the Bastard's Wound. And I thought, oh, you know, we'll stop at the spire and rest. So I don't actually think... I think that's what I said. So I don't think we actually need to do anything here. Browser extensions that change the theme of Twitch. My God. Man, there's so many cool, hip things that I don't know about. I didn't even know that was an option. Getting an extension to change Twitch. Sounds like a headache to me. 8 hours, 45 minutes. Features now. That sounds like the kind of thing you would say, like... It sounds like the kind of thing that would be said in a sci-fi movie in the climax, like right before the hero, like, kicked the villain out of an airlock or something. The future's now, old man, and then just kick him off into space. Voiceless scream. I don't know. I have a stupid imagination. Oh, so here's another thing. When I was taking a break right before we started, I walked through my basement to the stairs, and I walked into a fucking spider web. Which on its own, that's fine. But I was thinking, like, you know, you think with the... Oh, it is Malcolm in the Middle. Wait, which episode is that? That's the one where they're competing with their dad, right? They're competing with Hal, like doing all like playing basketball, right? They're playing basketball, and they like come up with a plan on how to beat him. Is that the one? Oh, if that's the one, I'm gonna be so proud of myself. Yes. Oh, good. I remember. I'm a Malcolm in the Middle fan. I walked into a spider web, and it kind of pissed me off at first. But then I was like, it's fine. Spiders eat other bugs. And then it pissed me off again because I was like, wait a minute. Every time I stream, there's a freaking fruit fly flying around. If I'm going to walk into spider webs in the basement, you would think the spiders could at least take care of the fruit flies, but they're slacking off. So I'm getting the worst of both worlds. I'm walking into spider webs. No doubt quote right there. But I'm also having to deal with fruit flies. Okay, right. Hey, let's play a game. I've been talking for 10 minutes now. The Aaron-torn strand hangs entirely unstirred by any breeze, as if the now broken Edict of Storms had exhausted the area's propensity for wind. That storm instead resides in you. Okay. They're setting the stage here. That storm instead resides in you. That might be the most amped up sentence I've ever seen that is also somehow really, like, low key. Like, there's nothing, like, this is just like, that storm instead resides in you. There you go. But really, it's like, you're gonna fuck some shit up right now. A haggard group of soldiers in tarnished bronze await you. One man steps forward, pulling off his helm to reveal a grime-roughened face of deep umber, cross-hatched with pale scars. It's very, very good people descriptions in this game. Diocles. I'm trying to think if I could translate what Diocles means. That's a Greek name, right? If it isn't Graven Ash's harlot, the Fate Binder. Damn. Wait, what's this guy's affiliation? Unbroken. Oh, okay, he hates me. I was going to say, wow, this guy's... he's not mincing words. The soldier growls and tightens his grip on his weapon. The leather squeaks beneath his fingers. Okay. My mind instantly went to the gutter there. I am Diocles, son of Tyrannos, and it will be both honor and pleasure to remove your motherless head from your shoulders. You know what? I want to... Like, this dude's clearly challenging me, so I just kind of want to fight him. But we are here for... Oh, fuck. This is a diplomat option. We got to take it. We're the diplomat. We're role-playing. I present a blue flag of peace. In accordance to ancient customs, north and south, I offer and request delay of blade. Let's see if this dude honors it. He's going to honor it, I bet. He's very Klingon, I think. He responds, in accordance with ancient customs... north and south, you can shove your blue flag right back up your Graven Ash's ass. Graven Ass. Hey! Good for this guy. He surprised me. A round of angry laughter issues from the Unbroken's patrol. I wonder... Graven Ass. Yes, Graven Ass, just Graven Ass. I wonder if that was a dice roll, the diplomacy option I chose, or if that was always going to be his response. Like, if I had a higher... What stat would control that? Not subterfuge, probably. I don't know. Just wondering if I could have, like, succeeded and gotten him to honor that. I don't know. What? I hit continue. It shows the exact same text, and his posture changed slightly. He repeats himself. Okay. I am Diocles, son of Tyrannos, and it'll be both honor and pleasure to remove your motherless head from your shoulders. Alright, let's dance. Let's dance. It's almost a reference to Michael Keaton's Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. Like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. But I feel like if they were going to reference it, they would have just said, let's get nuts. I don't know why they referenced dance, but okay. For 3 whispers, says Verse. Let's show them why we're called the Unbroken. His soldiers let out a furious clarion and stormed towards you. Oh, yeah? Oh, bam. The storm is all in here, buddy. In this medium-sized woman's body over here. Alright, what's our protocol for these kinds of fights? Let's see, we got 4. Let's go after the big dude first. You guys take a minute and give Barrick a chance to get up there. And Siren, don't you go running forward. Just go right there. Oh, shit. Okay, well, we don't have to run forward. We're already there. Well, this is all fucked up, isn't it? Damn it. Okay, hang on. There we go. Barrick's got a way in. He's charging everybody. Okay. Well, that didn't go exactly as I was planning, but we're well set up for one of these. I'm going to say Verse is well set up for one of these. I'm on it. That's probably my favorite attack that she does, honestly. Oh shit! Oh god, I'm prone. Can I take a potion while I'm prone? Ah, fuck. I am getting fucked up here. Barrick? Barrick can't do his aggro thing. Hi, Cyberphetic. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. We are playing Tyranny, as you can see, and my character is currently prone, very close to death, and I'm wondering if I'm going to get a chance to take a potion before... Alright, good, he's on fire. That gives me some time. Oh. Nope, she's still at 28, so he must have gone after Verse. Good. Phew! Saves my bacon. Hey, thanks, Verse. That was awesome. He's going to die before I get to do this Gravedigger thing, isn't he? Rats. Oh, there we go. Oh, nice ice wall thing. Tried to raid me with your 2 viewers. Hey, you know what? The attempt is appreciated. Thank you very much. That's okay. Maybe you can... maybe you can DM them and just refer them over here. I'm kidding. I don't even know if that's a thing. But welcome to the stream. I hope you're able to hang out for a little bit. That'd be cool. Alright, finally, once again... No! I was just about to say, finally, once again, our ranged characters are ranged characters, and our melee characters are melee characters. And then Siren ran up there like, I'll take care of it.
I'll do it right away.
Actually, that's a waste because she's dead. Fuck! I'm always wasting these things. Here, do the... Whoop. Oh, also dead. Oh, she did Crag Weapon, I think. Verse. Shit! None of these people were there when my sisters died. How does she know that? Verse surveys the carnage, wearing a grimace. Check these bodies with me. Oh. This is how we bond. Check these bodies with me. Maybe there's something here that will help. We're becoming closer friends, Verse and I. River's Break now unlocked in the world. Oh my god, this is like a Carmen Sandiego mystery. What the hell? Ugh. Good work, Super Sleuth. Last I saw Carmen, she was in a city that starts with a C. You searched Diocles' remains, shifting his dead weight and ignoring the drip of gore to reach his belongings. Oh, God, okay. Your hand comes away wet. I hope in blood. Clutching a roll of parchment in a tightly wrapped bundle. What have you got there? See, we are becoming closer friends. Verse peers at the wet bundle you plucked from the corpse. How much further is this going to go? When will you have spilled enough blood? This is funny. I can like grab her by the lapels. Oh, dude, Cyber, don't even worry about it. I think I've only ever successfully raided once, so you're in good company. Well, you're in my company. You decide whether it's good or not. Okay, right. We already know that Verse can't read, so we'd be a dick to hand her the note. I don't know why we're gonna give her the... You're crazy, Verse. When will it be enough? It'll never be enough. This will consume you. I don't know why we're giving her that speech. That doesn't make any sense. We're bloodthirsty as hell. Read the note. You break the seal and unroll the missive. The parchment is lettered in a clean hand. The language surprisingly clear and crisp for a tearsman. Ouch to the tearsman. Weeping whispers. Diocles, or whoever succeeds him. I came to Stalwart with little I didn't need for the fight. Only these gloves. A trophy from a skirmish long past. Should I fall at Trapper's Junction, please see to it that they return to my sister Clea at our family's homestead at River's Break in Apex. Tell her to use them well, and that I wish I could have been there to deliver them myself. Thank you for this. Irissa. Yeah, no kidding. Weekend, you're a pro, dude, compared to me. I'm trying to think, what's the most recent significant, I was gonna say colossal, but Colossus nothing. What's the most recent significant fuck up I've had in a stream where I've just been like, I can't figure it out? It was, yes, it was. His name was Kilgore Trout. It was actually, though, on the GOG stream channel. So he was like hosting a 3-hour session, which I only knew the GOG channel existed because Variax, on his Discord channel, posted a link when a friend of his, whose name I cannot pronounce, Froswar, I think, got his chance to host on GOG for the first time. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll support him. I'll go check it out. And that's when I was like, holy shit, GOG has a channel. I'll subscribe to this. And then usually, because GOG's channel is up like basically 24 hours a day, when I end my stream, given that most of the streamers I follow are Brits, when I end my stream, Brits or other Euros, GOG's channel is basically the only one that's still up. So when I raided, that was the one that we raided. But yeah, I always forget to raid. I always close down the stream and never think to raid. I should do that more often. I need my Twitch cop to remind me. So that means you can't leave till it's over, Max. Okay. Well, we've read the missive, so now we're headed for River's Break. What else is EU? Oh, yeah. Well, there's been plenty of, like, freak out in a game type moments. I'm thinking of, like, what's the last colossal stream logistics fuck up? That's true, Max. That's true. Like, I don't know what an example would be. Like, I don't know. I sneeze and the whole stream drops or something. That's an extreme example that's never happened, but that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. Something logistically speaking. Oh, I guess you could say when my CPU crapped out because the fan died and the poor thing reached like 600 degrees Kelvin, which is actually cooler than 600 degrees Celsius. I meant to say, I said Kelvin thinking it would make it sound hotter, but it actually makes it sound cooler. Poor CPU. Those days are long gone, man. Sorcerer Dave is a gent. He's an absolute mensch. He's wonderful. Yep. Dave, Variax, and Zemov probably referred me at least 50% of all my viewers, I bet. And Dave actually referred me to Variax, too. That's how I found Variax. Oh, there you go. That's a good one, Walter. Yep. That was pretty stupid. There was one time, this is a tangent. Where's is Dragon here? No, not Dragon. I'm sorry. Not Dragon. Gator. Gator is my tangent partner. Um, there was a time when this wasn't a stream, I was recording. I think I was playing Skyrim or something. And I finished the recording and I turned it off, but I left my recording software open, and then I went and started playing a different game that I wasn't planning to record. And in the game, one of the common things you have to do as a shortcut key is hit the key that I have set up as my record key in my recording software, which is OBS. I don't know why I'm calling it my recording software. But I've always thought like, oh, well, you almost never press that key in any other game, so it'll be fine, you know. And so I ended up recording like an hour and a half of me just... I left my camera on. No, it wasn't Skyrim. It had to have been something else because my camera was on. It must have been Sims 4 or something, or GTA, and I was just staring at the screen like this the whole time. Just 90 minutes of me doing this. And my immediate thought when I saw it, first I was like, oh, what did I record? Like I saw this video, I was like, holy shit, I got a whole bunch more episodes I gotta divvy up. And I just watched myself doing this, and I realized, like, man, no wonder I'm having problems losing weight. I just sit. I just sit and stare at a screen almost the entire day. Just almost completely inert. Okay, so wait, we read this to ourselves, apparently. We didn't read it out to verse. We're giving her a summation. Oh, God, don't remind me of that. Fuck. That was when I had to do the post voice. I turned it into a drinking game, I think, right? Which was also a bad idea. Eesh. Recording Darkest Dungeon was a lot of fun, but it's an unforgiving game to record. It would actually probably have been better if I would have streamed it, because then at least I'm only playing it when I have an audience. So if I forget to record it, at least somebody witnessed it, you know? Or if I have it on mute, somebody will tell me, like, hey, idiot, you're on mute. Man, yeah, that sucked. Or the time when I recorded Darkest Dungeon and had my microphone. So at the time I had a headset that had a microphone arm on the headset, and I had the microphone up because you could flip it up. So it was up here the whole time recording me, and I sounded like I was in another room. And I had to, like, I think I posted it, I was just like, hey guys, sorry. I don't know if you can hear what I'm saying or not, but I can't replay it, and I'm not going to do a post voice again, so this is what you get. That was like 4 episodes too. It was a big block of time that I recorded that way. That was so dumb. Streaming, I honestly, Cyber, you're probably better off because streaming is the future, I think. I can tell you this: my YouTube subs um, have diminished. The sub count hasn't gone down, but the increase rate is slowed considerably. Which I suppose could be attributable to a lot of things, but I'm chalking it up to streaming. And then, um, yeah, the sub count has gone down. And what was I was gonna say something else there, and I totally forgot. Came out okay. Yeah, I think so. I also had the mute button. Yeah, the static. I was just gonna say the static. Yep. Um, I just found a streamer. I don't follow this guy. I probably should. But he posted something to Twitch that must have been liked by somebody else that I follow because I don't know why else I would have seen it. And it was just a video that he had posted to YouTube. Sorry, did I say Twitch? I meant Twitter. It was a video that he posted to YouTube of him like saying, "Hey, this is like I realized a few things about my stream, and this is how I got successful, or this is how I got more followers." He talks about being sticky versus being non-sticky. It sounds kind of gross, but it's basically like, the reality is that when somebody stumbles upon your channel, they give you maybe 10 to 15 seconds before they decide whether they're going to stick around or whether they're going to leave. So what are you doing in those 10 to 15 seconds to draw their attention? And some of it is shit that is like I am constitutionally opposed to, like, whoa, like anything that can get like their attention, right? Like you're a freaking circus act, which I'm just not gonna fucking do. But there were other pointers that he had, like if you're ever silent for a long period of time, nobody's gonna stick around. Or is there something you can do in no, no. Is there something you can do in the image that you occupy that draws attention? Like he has a big beard, for example, or he wears bright colored shirts, which I obviously didn't take his advice. Cyber, I don't know if you're on my Discord channel, but if Nightbot's awake tonight, which sometimes he's cranky and he's not, if he posts my Discord link, play the one circus song. Cyber, if you're on my Discord channel, I will find his Twitter thread and post it for you because it was interesting. And if I had seen it when I was brand new, I'd have been like, "Oh yeah, of course." Like seeing it years after the fact, it's like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm an idiot. I should have been doing that for years." Nah, dude. Constant talking is good. It's annoying in conversations. On streaming, it's a positive. Part of the problem with streaming, actually, is that it encourages... Thank you, Max. Thank you. It encourages some of the worst impulses of the human psyche. Concerns me a little bit, but this is the new world that we're living in. Wow. Well, we've wasted a lot of time. Only Zool. Oh, Zuli, you nut. Hey, Verse. I know this started like an hour and a half now. All right, Cyber's in the Discord. Hey, welcome to the Discord. I'm going to welcome you in the Discord via text later, but welcome to the Discord. You get an extra special verbal welcome, vocal welcome, audio welcome, oral welcome. Right. Yeah. So Verse has been standing here this whole time that I've been talking, waiting for me to explain what the fuck. She probably thinks that I can't read at this point. It's about 50 words. And she's like, "Oh God, can the Fate Binder? No, dude, that's not an interruption. I do this. This is what I do. I'm very bad at streaming." Eh. Hey, Verse. Irissa wanted these gloves given to her sister, Clea of River's Break. Did you say gloves? Thanks, Tana. Appreciate it. She swipes the leather package and tears it open, revealing a pair of gloves of supple leather, edged with a series of sharpened bronze blades. Fuck, I've missed these. You know these gloves? Glares silently. I was on the Tyranny wiki. Every game has a wiki now. It's crazy. Because I wanted to see, what did I want to see? Oh, I was looking up in the Bastard's Wound if there was something that I was missing that allowed me to go visit the other areas in that Old Walls map. Because I'm like, surely they're not going to send me back here a third time, but maybe they will. I don't know. And I was just trying to see, like, did I miss a trigger? Did I miss something that sends me to those other areas? And in clicking around on the wiki, I didn't encounter any spoilers, so don't worry, I still don't know how this is all going to go. But I did see that if you click every glare silently option throughout the entire game, I think, I don't remember that there's actually a game difference, but you get like an achievement. There's an achievement. I can't remember what it's called. I thought, like, oh, okay. Surely there's something that happens in the game. I don't know. I shouldn't have even mentioned this. I should have read it better. Can't remember what the hell I said. Hey. Sorry, guys, if I'm talking too much. I was drinking the whole time that Max and I were talking politics on Discord, and I've been drinking now in the stream, and it's going to be a long night. Okay, anyway, so Verse obviously recognizes these gloves. They belong to one of my Furies. Verse. Long night. Verse replaces the wrappings with care. So, Irissa had a sister. A sister for a sister, then. There's a certain poetry in it, right? Hey, Verse, are you sure you're not literate? Are you... Wait, what is she suggesting? What are you talking about? Tandem's got a barometer for tangents, and it's the pressure's high right now. We need to find this Clea, she says. Clea? I'm gonna say Clea. She must know something about who Irissa ran with during the war, right? And who knows, maybe she'll turn out to be someone in need of a good stabbing through the face. First smiles, her eyes glinting. If you... So, okay, there's a whole bunch of movies where, like, a dude stabs another dude in the skull, and then, like, the blade goes through the skull into the brain, right? Like, I'm thinking Chronicles of Riddick. Riddick kills the Lord Marshal, just stabs him in the freaking skull and then breaks the blade off. Totally badass. But can a blade penetrate a skull? Like, I know that, like, trepanation, like, you can chisel your way through a skull, right? With time. I don't think you could stab your way. Yep, there's a tangent. You got it. I don't think you could just strictly stab. Even with, like, a diamond dagger, I don't think that would stab through a skull. Likewise, a face, because she says stabbing through the face. Like, into the face? Like, yeah, you could totally probably cut my nose up and my cheek and gouge out my eyes and shit. But I don't think you could get into my face, like, through it. I think the bone would stop you. Well, yes, I'm talking about, like, an average amount of force in a human arm going, ah! Right? Like, yeah, if you had the time to, like, okay, here we go. Hold still. But yeah. Under normal conditions, if you just went, ha ha! I don't think you could stab through bone. But I don't know. I'm not an anatomy expert. Bone expert. Well, I like that Verse is excited about it. We're not going in with weapons drawn. Why would I say that? No. It has been a while since you've given someone a good face stabbing. Keep it in your pants. Oh, come on. Hey, no kink shaming, Fatebinder. I think... I don't know. No, I don't like any of these options for our character. Yeah, that's the one I feel like clicking, but for our diplomatic Fatebinder character who's trying to, like, keep this shit together... Killing her sister won't hurt Irissa. Should not say number... Yeah, I know, exactly. I couldn't tell you if maybe I had some traumatic experience when I was a kid, but I've always hated it when somebody... When you are when a person is excited about something, and somebody else in the group is like, oh, all right, ease up, dude. Like, it's, I don't know, it just feels really shitty to me when. Granted, she's excited about murder, which is a different thing. But I'm like, if you're talking about like, oh man, I can't wait till that such and such movie comes out, and somebody else in the group is like, okay, dude, we know you're super into that thing. It's just like, fucking asshole. Don't discourage enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is great. Just seemed like an effort by the other dude to be like cool. And it usually works too. Again, I don't remember if I've been like bullied in this way. Maybe I was, and that's why I'm sensitive to it, but I've always hated it when people have discouraged excitement. Especially with something as dismissive as like, oh, keep it in your pants. Clearly you're too horny to think clearly. Alright. We're just gonna stab somebody in the face. Literally minutes, she grins. You proud of me? I'm proud of me. I like her so much. Come on, screw this place. She gestures toward the road. Man, you know what? If I could have my way, there'd be a follow-up game to this where it's just like me and Verse in a convertible driving down a highway in, like, New Mexico. I don't care how we got there. It doesn't have to make sense. Just Verse and me on a road trip. That would be so much fun. As you turn a gauntleted... Maybe not a convertible, because the sun in New Mexico sucks. Gauntleted hand rests on your shoulder. Oh, no. Barrick's here to... He's the dude who's going to be like, oh, this excitement is too much for me. A moment, Binder. What is it, Barrick? I've known Verse for a few years now. She's always been excitable. Here we go. Captain Buzzkill. This is different. She seems rabid, heedless of danger, like the worst of the chorus instead of the best. He shifts with the sound of blades grinding together. Okay, he's genuinely concerned for her as a person. He's not just trying to shoot her down. Okay. What would you like to be done? What I'm asking is that you keep an eye on her, for her well-being rather than just yours. The massive man rolls his shoulders with a shrug. All right. Damn it. Here I was ready to hate on Barrick, but he's making a good point. And he's making it tenderly. That sensitive bastard. Though if Verse were my soldier, I'd want her as collected as possible. That may never be an option. That's valid, dude. Thanks. Thanks for hearing me out, Fatebinder. Barrick nods, patting your shoulder. Alright, so they're setting this up. There's going to be some big decision where it's like, either I can let Verse just straight up murder this person that's responsible, and she converts completely
Just point
to
me in the right direction.
the dark side, whatever that equivalent is. Or I honor Barrick's wishes and somehow persuade her to do the right thing in the end. What shall Violin choose? The hell? Old water. Hey, more old water. Excuse me. Also, I notice Verse encourages right back to the road without looting first. Come on, Verse. You know better than that. Well, we could go that way, but we came in right here, and there's all this map up here. I want to see if they didn't hide something up here that my subterfuge skill might uncover. Apparently not. Or if they did, I'm not skilled enough to notice it. Find Clay at River's Break. River's Break, anyone? Where's River's Break? Usually it's all lit up and shiny. River's Break. There it is. There it is. There it is. Hey, we're teleporting back to the mountain spire and then moving on. One day? That seems excessive for what ends up working out as a teleportation. Oh god, now it's nighttime. Imbued Rod of Strength. Well, we won't change it right now. Taking your fruit. Motherfuckers, I'm stealing your fruit. Dry grass protrudes haphazardly from the threadbare and sun-bleached tunic hanging on this post. God damn it. The glower painted on the burlap sack head glares down over a rough grass beard. 3 times? Come on. Bears a passing semblance to a certain archon of secrets. Oh, this is like a scarecrow? They made out of the voices of Narat, or in effigy of the voices of Narat. The scents of baked bread and vegetable stew mingle in the air. Through the window you can make out a modest dwelling kept with the kind of order and cleanliness one would expect from a disfavored command tent. Alright, Essa is clearly the person to talk to here. But first... An older woman tends to a small but verdant patch of farm. Plump gourds and vegetables of vine and root vie for soil and light with a fig tree, its branches drooping with what passes for abundance in the tears. The farmer notices your approach and takes up her shovel as if it were a spear, favoring her left arm with a wince. Bedouin guard. Careful, stranger, she says. Oof. I feel like I haven't really drunk that much, but my vocalizing skills are telling me otherwise. Careful, stranger, she says. I'm no easy mark, and have little worth your time or blood. A few errant strands of thick gray hair, loosed from the band that tames the rest, frame her deeply lined face. Says Verse. She may be old enough to be my mother, but she holds herself like a warrior trained. Sounds like my family's home upstairs. We seek Clea. Clea? Booze is a terrible drug. It is pretty damaging, I admit. Clea was my youngest. Why are you asking after her? She lowers the shovel slightly, her eyes widening slightly at the name. Slightly in the same sentence twice. Is it patronizing to offer editing? Not saying that I could like get hold of Obsidian Entertainment and be like, hey, you know, you guys could use an editor. Maybe I'm the guy you're looking for. But there have been a number of times where I've read something online and felt like, man, like I could help this person out. Just like correct a few mistakes. But I've always felt like, nah, that'd be a really asshole thing to do. Be like, hey, dude, you need an editor. You should listen to what I have to say. So I've never said it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, God, come on, man. That sentence would be so easy to rewrite. So that you're not repeating the same word in the sentence. Places where Cyber, I'm actually way more forgiving. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sensitive about I shouldn't offer help because maybe this person, well, that sounds kind of dickish actually now that I think about it. But I'm less willing to offer criticism because I very easily forget that online there's a lot of people who are trying to communicate in English that aren't native English speakers. So saying like, "Hey, I could correct you," sounds kind of like a dickish move. They're like, "Well, this isn't my first language. I'm trying my best," you know. I'm talking about people who clearly are English first speakers, but still make like really basic mistakes like that. I am not trying to make this sound like a boast. But even when I'm typing up like work emails, when I read through them both for clarity and for how they flow. Like if things feel disjointed, I will rewrite it. Not saying I'm some incredible writer. Like I would. Not saying I'd be a bestseller if I wrote a book or anything. But I don't know. I feel like more so little care taken for communication these days. It kind of bothers me. Especially given the number of misunderstandings that can arise from poor communication. Just seems like something that we should pay way more attention to. All right. So this is Clea's mom. Verse says, "Was? Shit. Don't tell me we're too late." Yes, absolutely, Max. It's an art more than a science, I think. Not saying that I'm skilled at it, but when it's wrong, it's really easy to notice. Yep, I agree. I think it's something that you learn over time. Essa says, "I'll have you keep a civil tongue in your head, girl, while you're on my land." She jabs her shovel in Verse's direction as if she could seal the Fury's mouth with it. Hey, you know what? I like Verse, and I like this old lady, too. I like a person who's not afraid to give somebody shit even when they're armed. The other person, I mean. "Sorry, ma'am," says Verse. Verse blinks in surprise at her own words. Wow! Look at this. A chastened Verse. We haven't seen that before. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. That is almost certainly my youngest son stomping on the floor above me. You hear that? He is the stompiest kid. He weighs like 60 pounds. He weighs almost nothing, and he's just so stompy. It's like, dude, why do you walk like that? Ah. It's kids. What are you going to do? Critical support for all old ladies. Well, I can't speak to the Fallout series. I haven't played it. But yeah. Yes. That is an idea. What if you had to play a first person RPG, like no party, just you, but you were role playing your character, in which you were like an old or otherwise, I don't mean to make it sound like old equals disabled, but what if you were an old or otherwise disabled person? I know, well, yeah, stream? I'll play them on stream. They've been on the list for forever. I've had, I think, more than any other game, I've had people in comments on YouTube request, like, "Hey, when are you going to play Fallout?" So yeah, it's overdue. I'll let you guys decide whether it'd be better format for streaming or for YouTube. Um, but it'd be interesting if the protagonist of the game was old or otherwise like vulnerable for some reason. Vulnerable to everybody, not just like, "Oh, I'm not well trained with weapons yet, but I'll get there." But I mean like socially, it's universally agreed upon that you are vulnerable and otherwise a mark or a target. And then like trying to role play your way through like how the fuck do you fight off bandits and or convince, evil people to leave you alone if you're just an old lady walking down the road or something. That'd be interesting. Apparently it worked on verse, though. That's good. Okay, what happened to... Oh my god. What happened to Clea? Essa narrows her eyes, her fingers tightening protectively around the shovel. This is her lifeline right here at this shovel. She's like, this is all I got. I am not letting this thing go. First things first. Call me Essa, daughter of Asperia, and this is my homestead, granted me by Queen Vendrian Atlanta, in honor of my service. Oh! This lady's ex-military, and sounds like she kicked ass. She swings the shovel's head to encompass the small, plastered house and the abutting field. Got awful stat rolls. Yeah, that's tough. That's a really good character idea. I wonder if you were if you were in an experienced group with an experienced manager, how that could go. That'd be interesting. That's an introduction. You got one to match? Says Essa. She points the shovel back towards you. I'll introduce you to the void! No. Yeah, I am Violin the Fourth, Fatebinder of Tunon the Adjudicator. Essa's blue eyes widen in recognition. Oh, she's got an oh shit moment here. She just crapped her pants. Gator! Oh my gosh, Gator, dude. You missed the first hour, and that was like 50% of it was tangents. Welcome, by the way. Man, I even said at one point, like, is Gator here? It's alright. I'm glad you made it. Never too late. Yeah, exactly right. You have retroactively... Oh, you heard it! Oh, yeah, exactly an hour on the dot. You heard it while you were driving. I'm sorry. I'm just imagining, like, Gator's, like, driving and he's listening. And all of a sudden I'm like, do I have Gator? I need Gator. Well, first I called you Dragon, because I mistook you for Dragon Moses. I got Dragon and Gator switched, because you're both reptiles. And then I said, I need Gator. I'm just imagining you driving me like, I'm here! He can't hear me, but I'm here! You're like, I gotta gun it and get home! Yeah, that's funny. That's good. Yeah, that's good. No, Cyber, it's not your fault, dude. I would do this with or without you. Not to say that you're not consequential. I'm glad that you're here, and if you start any other tangents, I will not hold it against you. Gator, hey, I'm glad to have you, man. It's good to have you here. I'm glad to have everybody here. Walter and Max and Cyber and Tandem. Whether you're here all the time or here infrequently, I always enjoy having you guys. It's just cool to hang out with somebody for a little bit. We are here. I feel like I'm at the end of Wizard of Oz. And you were there, and you were there, and you were there. It was the most marvelous dream. This is great. Right. Oh, okay, Essa knows who the fuck I am. Look at her, she's covering her mouth. You're the one ascended... You guys, if you keep affirming things, it's gonna make me cry. You're the one ascended to the mountain spire. They say you hung a banner woven of golden light from the battlements. That's news to me. Yeah, sure. I wouldn't have believed a word of it if I hadn't seen the glow from here. Oh, shit, apparently I did that. Okay. She shakes her head. What does a Fatebinder want with the likes of me? I ain't broken the Overlord's laws. Essa crosses her arms. We came seeking Clea, but that seems a doomed errand. My sweet Clea. War consigned her to the void. Wow, this is there's no Valhalla or heaven or Sheol or anything. When you die, you're gone. Essa's head sinks. Lost her at Vendrian's Well Citadel. I told her not to take up arms again, told her that Kairos had won good and solid, and we owed the Overlord our fealty now. But I suppose I filled her with too much patriotic claptrap as a girl. So I'm noticing this game very much treating might makes right. Which, of course, is, a fascist ideology. But I'm kind of surprised to see the people on the losing end endorsing it. Usually it's the winners who are like, yes, we won because we are strong, and therefore everything we say goes. And the losers are like, man, fuck that guy. And they might, lay low for a while, but then eventually they're like, we gotta stop him, because might doesn't make right. But here, this is not the first time. I say this is at least the third or fourth time we've heard somebody on the losing side say, hey, Kairos won, so anything Kairos says goes. Which I guess is also probably a real reaction to being invaded and having your land conquered. I'm sure there are people who react that way. It's just a little surprising to see it given front stage in a video game. Anyway, Essa says, maybe she met her end under your blade. The whole of the tail never made it back. Right, well, if she was in Veterans Well, yeah, it's possible. Essa cradles herself. None of that answers why you're here. Alright, so this makes me think it'd be very interesting to go back and rewatch the video of me fighting through Veterans Well and see if there are any Veterans Well soldiers that are named Clea that I either didn't notice or didn't think was significant because I just thought oh yeah, she's got a name like some other people that I've killed. This is, well, no, let's not indulge first because Barrick already told us hey, be careful, man. She seems like she's in over her head. Or she dove in too deep. Let's play it cool first. If Clay is dead, that's going to make it hard to fulfill Iris's dying wish. Irissa, dear girl, dear, stupid, blind, foolish, arrogant girl. A sob racks her shrunken frame. How did it happen? Wait a minute. Clea is her daughter. Irissa was Clea's sister? So Irissa and Clea were both her daughters. Because we're saying your daughter was a traitor, we put her down once. That was Irissa. She died in stalwart, aiding the Unbroken against the forces of Kairos. It's my fault, says Essa. I raised those girls, both of them, Irissa and Clea, on the romance of war, on tales of bloodying the bastard Tyr and pushing back Azur. How was I to know your armies would come in their lifetimes, that the gates of judgment wouldn't hold, or that you'd stride into the tears with a man of stone who could step clean over a curtain wall? Even girls like mine couldn't stand against Kairos. There ain't been nothing like that northern shadow before, able to crush mountains and call earthquakes from a scrap of vellum. I think if I was Violin hearing all this, I'd be like, and this is the guy I'm thinking about possibly going up against? There ain't no fighting that, I told them. They didn't listen, damn them. Of all the damn fool things I told them, the only thing they didn't hear was what mattered. She shudders out a sigh. Let's tell her the truth. A mercenary named Crocus told us that Irissa hunted people for sport, that she displayed their heads on spikes. Crocus? I ain't never heard the name. She pauses, recognition flickering behind her wet eyes. Bald, bearded man, skin the color of bronze, as thick as a beast man? Okay. Apparently, no description of a body goes in this game without also being incredibly sexy. I hope I'm not revealing too much. Every time they talk about bodies, it's always strong, sinewy arms, tanned and sweating, swinging a hammer, bald, bearded man, skin the color of bronze and thick as a beast man. Yeah, I know, right? Every description of anything physical is always oh, this dude is hot. Jaza, hey, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. It's always good to have you here. I knew him by a different name. Right, Lazy Bastard by my reckoning. Well, that sounds less sexy. Only thing he put much effort into was lying his way into a meal in a thong of rings. Rings being currency. Okay, thong is not dirty there. What justice is there if a man like him lives while my irises met the void? Well, I hate to break it to you, dude. He doesn't live. There's justice, says Verse. It was slow and terrible. She cracks her knuckles. Jaza has entered the trap. Trap? The chat. This game is horny. Your body would not be found in it? Meaning... Walter. Ah, that was good. That was both good on its own and also fortuitous that you were able to get all three of those lines together without an interruption in between. In my experience, it's very hard to land a 3-line joke in a chat. That's pretty good. I like it. It's that your body would never be found in it. Do you mean if you were in this game, your body would be, you'd be killed and then your body would disappear? Oh, I see. You mean that the sexy descriptions wouldn't apply. No. I feel like Tandem, if you were in this game, they would generate a sexy description for you, whether it applied or not. Like, as an example, earlier this evening, I was eating Chipotle on my couch and watching Star Trek The Next Generation. Nothing sexy about that. But the description of me doing that in this game... Oh. I don't know. Be pretty sexy. There's justice. It was slow and terrible. Yeah, that's right. Verse laid this dude down. Aye, there's some comfort there, says Essa. This woman looks very elegant for farming. Just thinking, like, she's wearing white linens with a very light green over something. Whatever that is. Sorry, it's not a sari, but... Who gardens in white? Cyber. Hey, yeah, it's easy to land. You could land a 10-line joke in this chat. No problem. Everyone's too sexy. This is very... It's an Asari game. You're right. What do you know about Catorius? I forget who Catorius even was. You said you trained your daughters in the arts of battle? Aye, their father were a good man. She's a pirate all of a sudden. Their father were a good man, but more suited to farm work than to war. She looks up sharply. They could. You're right. Yep. Oh, I'm a gardener by day, and I strip at fuck, what's the name of the club in on Omega in Mass Effect 2? Afterlife? I strip at Afterlife at night. That's a shitty way to try to sell a funny line. If you're looking for someone to blame, I'd be that person. I trained them up, taught them the falx, the javelin, the spear, and shield. And they used that knowledge against your precious archons and their armies. It's true, Max. That's a fair description. It is not inaccurate, too. Luxurious sofa. Meal that would make an ancient king envious. There was a webcomic I saw recently. If I thought that I could easily find the webcomic, I would just go find it in between games here instead of describing it to you, because describing a comic almost never works. But I don't think I could find it. It's a, modern day person just sitting on a couch, like, being lazy and thinking, like, oh, what would my ancestors think of me right now? And it cuts back to, like, there's a thought bubble of an ancestor from, like, the 1700s being like, "Mrr," like, very Puritan, like, how dare you be lazy? And then another thought bubble pops up of an ancestor like caveman days, and the caveman ancestor's like, you're living the dream, man. Leisure time all the time. That's exactly what we were hoping for. I don't know, struck a chord with me. I thought that was good. Yes, exactly, Max. Oh, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Verse says, "Hey, Essa, maybe you'd like to shut the fuck up now?" Verse's lower lip twitches. Uh-oh. She's getting the bloodlust. What did you teach them about the Overlord? That there's never been a graver threat to all of Tyratus, that Kairos represents the worst of the powers of man or woman, that such an evil must be resisted at all costs, by any means necessary. Ooh, she's cracking her knuckles. Oh, fuck, we're gonna kill this old lady. What? That directly contradicts what you said before, says Verse. Aye, says Essa, I changed my tune in my older, softer years. But as they growed up, I poisoned them against Kairos as thoroughly as if I'd carved it upon their hearts. Anything else you want to tell me before we have Verse just kill your ass? Naming a child for Kairos is a capital offense, ain't it? I imagine naming a pig for Kairos ain't no better. Care to meet Kairos, the Overlord, the Overpig? He's around back. Oh, I'm sorry, Essa, you just sealed you fate. See what's happening here? Don't you bind her? Says Verse. She sighs, her shoulders sagging. A little bit Irish. A little bit. I wouldn't pretend that I could maintain an Irish accent for any extended period of time. But when I'm trying to fake a pirate accent, it comes out. I don't even care about the food. I've come to the decision here. You're gonna die. I'm sorry. Ooh, I could kill her myself. I could let Verse decide, or I could have Verse carry out the execution. Or just let her live. I very much personally want to pick number 4. I feel like Violin, the Fatebinder, would pick number 3, because why? If you're passing judgment, you should also probably pass the execution. That's a little unfair to outsource it. But then, since this is Verse's deal, I want to pass judgment as the Fatebinder and then let her kill Essa so that she gets some closure. But then again, maybe she doesn't want to kill Essa, and if I pass the judgment and force her to, there's a non-zero chance. I think, okay, if I pronounce judgment and then make Verse carry out the sentence, that is compelling Verse to do something she might not otherwise do. And this is Verse's story. So let's see. If she decides to kill Essa, it's no worse than what I would have decided to do. And Barra can't really blame Verse or me for, like, letting Verse off the leash or anything, which I think is what he's worried about. So worst case scenario is Verse kills her, which is what I would have told her to do anyway. Best case scenario is she lets her go, which is not what I would have done, but demonstrates perhaps some growth on her part. Let's see. This is your dance, Verse. Pick the tune, and maybe she dances. Achievement unlocked, says Gog Galaxy. Inspiring leader. Reach maximum loyalty with a companion. Barrick. A quiet, scraping sound issues from Barrick as he watches wordlessly. Oh, he's such a square. Verse says, really? She takes a step back, blinking rapidly. Considering her options, Verse sheathes her weapons and nods. A weapon, well, she actually has 2, and nods. She says, we came here because Irissa, she killed one of my sisters. I always thought I needed to avenge them, to make it right, because I'd failed them. But actually, talking to you, it's cleared some stuff up. She's gone. She's gone full Shatner. I guess what I'm saying is I miss my sisters, and you Miss your daughters. And that's just the way of things. The books by Nevin Ilyev. I have never heard of that author. That's interesting. Tanim, I must know more. Essa nods numbly, turns, and shuffles toward her squat farmhouse. Throwing shade on her farmhouse here at the end, okay. And Violin throws a spear and hits her in the back. No? Okay. First releases a long sigh, bends down, and plucks a round red tomato from a vine. Oh, alright, so we are taking some kind of payment here. Her thumb slides across its skin, then presses lightly against it. Even this is horny. What the hell is going on? Dimpling the vegetable, she tosses it from hand to hand and turns to you. Yes, you're right. That tomato is sexy as hell. Uncharacteristic hesitation. I feel like Verse would be sensitive. Like tomatoes. I feel like Verse would be sensitive if I brought this up, so let's avoid it. Irissa and Clea are dead. What does that mean for your sisters?
I'm sure Whispers would have something clever to say about
Voiced
frustrated
line?
ambitions.
Sure. Verse shakes her head and chuckles darkly.
You ever have a friend who almost never speaks? But then every once in a while she slips in the perfect word at the perfect time, and it's the only thing you remember. That was 3 Whispers.
I don't know about the perfect word at the perfect time, but I have had a friend who almost never speaks, and when he does speak, it's pretty fucking funny. That's true.
She was our wiry, flickering shadow with hair like crow's feathers. Preferred close-up work. That was her name, her 3 knives and the sound of air from a punctured lung.
Yeesh. Okay.
It's hard to remember stories about her because she never drew attention.
And yet?
Her old favorite. That I remember. She'd trick a soldier into gutting his own comrade, then open his throat while he was in shock. Beautiful move, and I saw her dance it a dozen times.
Okay, so as much as we've been joking about the sexuality of the game here, Verse has a very twisted sexuality. I doubt that not. Not kink shaming, just saying. It's at least 2 standard deviations beyond the norm. Nice, that's good. First book is called Morningwood. Did this author know me when I was 13 years old? It's about a mimic that grows powerful and intelligent through cunning and complete luck to essentially get all the shinies it wants from people through murder and constant feeding. It is a very humorous series, but also very adult. I was going to say, that sounds very adult. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that to my kids.
Whispers knew her histories and letters, knew borders and houses and heraldry. Even knew a few sigils and kept us from bleeding out more than once.
She runs a hand over her feathers. Verse strikes me as the kind of person who's like, she's an adult now after being like a child soldier. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Like, significant trauma experienced in her youth that prevents her from like associating with other people on a I don't want to say adult or normal, but like on a baseline, like on a behavioral baseline. Like, she strikes me as somebody who was fucked up at a young age and now has to try to be an adult, and she never got the chance to like age normally, to develop normally, you know? Like, she has enough normal... Again, I hate the word normal because there's no such thing as normal. But she has enough developed sensitivities to be like, okay, yeah, there's a person in there, but there's like enough shit to be like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not how everybody else thinks about things. I don't know.
Whispers and me, we were more than sisters
Audiobook.
sometimes. Not
Okay.
often, and nothing holding. But yeah, she read a body as easy as a scroll.
2155 is here. Good evening, sir. How are you? Or madam. Sir or madam. Numbers are genderless. Sounds nice. Sounds nice, sounds dismissive, but I also don't want to mention the hesitation, and I don't want to just be like, yeah, let's get out of here. So, sounds nice, I guess? I'm doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. How are you?
Was nice.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Let's.
She bites into the tomato. Oh. God damn. I read to the comma and I was like, oh, okay, at least they're not being sexual about the tomato anymore. And then a small bead of juice rolls down her chin. Did Elvira write this game? What the fuck? Everything about it is just sexy as hell. This is crazy. Alright, so that's... Is that versus... I know! Is that versus quest? Are we done here? Is it all sexed out? Oh, hey! Thanks for the follow, M. Getz. I appreciate you joining our stream. So, here's the thing about Tyranny that bothers me a little bit. The entirety of the map is often not explorable. Maybe that's not a thing that they were concerned about, and they were just like, yeah, whatever, it's background. The Daily Wear, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate the follow. Awesome. You guys are great. But, and M gets chats, thank you very much. It's a little weird that so many of the maps have, I'm not going to say significant portions, but, I mean, combine this, I don't know if you can see it because maybe I'm in front of it, but combine this shadowy area with this area in the corner and that area up here, that's almost like a quarter of the map. And that's not atypical for Tyranny to have that much of the map inaccessible. Thanks, Squirty. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for following. I appreciate it. It's just a little, I don't know. It's not weird. I'm not trying to say it's weird. I'm just surprised that there's so much that's inaccessible, that's all. Usually they put little shinies and Easter eggs and shit in those kinds of areas, but this game's just like, nah, you're not going to see it. I'm kind of fine with that. All right. Well, we're not going to do this one right now because Lantry's not in the party. I think the last thing to do is report to Graven Ash, which I'm kind of thinking. 2155, hey. 2155 is a gent. He brought Gordy and M. Getz. Hey, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Both Gordy and M. Getz and 2155. You guys are all awesome. And I greatly appreciate you being here. And the Daily Wear. Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, I forgot about you there, the Daily Wear. You were in the middle. Oh, right. Hang on. Whenever I have a list of 3 things, I'm like Kevin Kline in Fish Called Wanda. Like, what was the middle thing? Happy to be a part. That's one way to look at it. You're distinctive. You got singled out. It's funny. Alright, hey, you know what? This is normally the time we switch over to Prey, but let's go frickin' talk to Graven Ash, because it's been like 4 weeks in the making here. We gotta find out what this old dude's gonna say to us. We killed his daughter and his grandchild, and yet he's still using us to try to get a leg up on Voices of Nerat. So let's find out what happens when we tell him about what happened at Lethian's Crossing. Where is the big old... There you go. Come here, you big old burly monster. Graven Ash says, I have heard favorable tidings from Lethian's Crossing. Under ordinary circumstances, I might have disregarded the settlement until the end of this conflict, but the focal point of iron production cannot be left exposed to our enemies, blah, 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 blah. They say the Sunset Spire has fallen into your hands. Whatever instinct compels you to claim these towers, I hope that it serves the interests of the war. At times I have my doubts. Oh, really? Forgive me, you didn't return to Iron Hearth to audience my nerves. If you are ready, I will hear your report on what transpired at the settlement. Yes, report, right, of course. Yes, I wrote it up the whole way here. I was writing and editing and rewriting. I am not just winging it, sir. Excellent, he says. I expect comprehensive details of your conduct and accomplishments in the region. Oh, yes, let me refer to Appendix C, where I discuss accomplishments. I fought the first brother to take back the Magebane helm. The filth! Rataman is dead? Good. The Bronze Brotherhood were of little value to my forces during the conquest. Hopefully this lesson will teach them the value of real leadership. I understand the restoration of the helmet to Lethian's crossing will keep the Forgebound less distracted from outside threats. All that matters is that they continue their craft, and I thank you for it. All the Bane in the area have been eradicated, sir. We may never fully cleanse Tyratus of the Bane threat, but I consider any work done toward that goal a respectable pursuit. Well done. Oh, and also Zedenia, the Forgebound, has been rescued. Yes, and now that the Forgebound Master is safe in our keeping, she is free to labor without interruption. She is a talented artist with a stubborn medium, but for the time being we need her to keep the troops armed with dependable iron. Next steps, my lord. Now that we have 2 regions under our control, the disfavored presence is felt almost throughout all of the tiers. This is as strong as we've ever been. Ash gives you a determined nod, but there's something behind it that takes you by surprise. Then you notice that he's gone pale, his eyes unfocused. Oblivion playthrough, you know? I would be lying if I said I hadn't been thinking about it. Problem is that I feel like I am loaded up to the fucking gills with Elder Scrolls right now. Between Stilicho's 1.5 year long story so far and the Elder Scrolls Sims 4 edition. It's just like, Jesus Christ, man. I might need a long break. And then the other thing that tempts me is I am excited, but also a little worried that Skyblivion could come out any day now. Granted, I don't think it's going to be just any day now, but it could come out very soon. And I really, really want to play that. So it's like, shit. Do I want to start an Oblivion LP and run the risk that Skyblivion comes out and then try to be playing Oblivion Natural and then also playing Skyblivion to see what it looks like? I have an idea. I have an idea for it. I think it would be fun, but I am hesitant to start it because I'm not sure how things are going to shake out right now. But maybe I should just say fuck it and do what I want. I feel like there's a lot of things with my channel and the stream where I'm trying to think, like, outthink myself. Like, oh, no, don't do that yet. Do this instead, and then later you can do that. And then other times I'm like, I'm gonna die in like 40 years, so fuck it. Do what I feel like I want to do right now. Like, why? Thank you, 2155. Why wait? Right? I have a list of books on my to-read list, and I'm like, I sometimes spend time like ordering it. Like, I'll read this first, and then I'll read that next, and then I'll read that next. And it's like, nah, screw it. Just read what you want to read right then. Don't plan it out. Just finish a book and then decide what you want to read next. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. I appreciate the vote of confidence. We'll see. I am kind of anticipating that... I don't know how it's going to work out with my family, but I am hopeful that if I were to take my YouTube channel down from like 2 series to 1... I could maybe finagle another night of streaming, in which case I would stream more things and do less on the channel. Because again, as I was saying to Cyber earlier, I kind of feel like that's the way things are going anyway. If I could do a regular second night of streaming, I feel like that would make a big difference. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. This is all basically conjecture at this point. I would not try to be submitting this to any kind of peer review. I don't know. I don't know what night it would be. That would depend on how much tolerance my wife has. See, here's the thing, too, is right now is like the worst time to try to do this because the kids are home. They're doing remote learning, which is essentially homeschooling. My wife basically has to make sure that they're on their computers doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, thanks, Max. I know, more streams. Like, I feel like that's the way I should go. But my wife works from home and the kids are home. So she, by default, is now the kids' daytime, like, make sure they get shit done in school. So the last thing that I want to do when I come home is disappear in the basement for 3 or 4 hours, which I already do one night a week. And I feel like if I was like, hey, can I do this 2 nights a week? She might just be like, man. Because by the time I get home, she's basically like, I'm done. I'm out. This is you now. Which I don't mind at all. That's totally fair. Absolutely fair. And she still does all kinds of stuff in the evening. You know, she makes dinner a lot of the time. She cleans up after dinner a lot of the time. She's still doing shit around the house. She's not taking the evening off. She's like doing the shit that she would have normally done during the day. So to be like, hey, you know what? I need 3 hours to myself after you have dealt with the kids all day to do my own thing again. If the kids were in school all day, that's a different thing. If they're home all day, I don't know if that's the right time to spring that kind of thing. We'll see, though. This is all conjecture, as I said. This is as strong as we've ever been. Ash gives you a determined nod, but there's something behind it. Yeah, that's right. His eyes are unfocused, and he's gone pale. The Archon shakes his head and collects himself. When he shifts his attention to you, you catch a momentary confusion reflected in his gaze, as if he's trying to account for the last several seconds. Is he traumatized by the death of his granddaughter, or is he concerned about his power? Verse says, I saw that look plenty of times on the family farm, and it's never a good sign. Someone is getting ready to be put out to pasture. Siren says, oh, that can't be good. Someone with Ash's constitution would never show weakness unless there is something very wrong. Barrick says, General, we await your orders at your leisure. Barrick tips his head at the Archon with concern. Ass kisser! Ash says, the time has come for us to gather and descend upon the stone sea where the voices of Narat and his gangs have dug their miserable warren. Once we've dealt with the Archon, I plan to melt down his twisted helmet and drop it into the deepest ocean. Ah, the Osama bin Laden treatment. First, we have to secure a base in the region. That will give us a position of strength to rally our fighters and take the war to the Archon's doorstep. Are you ready? Fuck it, dude. I'm ready. I don't even have to ask. Let's go. I sent an advanced unit of disfavored forces into the Stone Sea, but the Scarlet Chorus presence in the region has them threatened in the location called Howling Rock. I dispatched a support unit to assist, which you can find at Jagged Maw Shrine. They will need your help clearing a path to Howling Rock. I am a little bit worried about Versa's feelings about this. Barrick is like, oh yeah, we're fighting with the disfavored, yay! But if Versa's like, I gotta fight against my brethren and sisters? We just finished a quest where we were trying to avenge her sisters. Might be troublesome to try to ask her to fight against them. What can I expect to find there, oh blue-bellied one? Since the region of Azure fell to ruin, the population of wild beastmen has expanded significantly. No doubt the Scarlet Chorus have used this to their advantage and seek to conscript as many of the brutes into their mob as possible. The city of Plainsgate is their last bastion of stability, though of course it's held by the Scarlet Chorus now. Why does the support unit need my help? A tribe of beastmen occupies the region, and they aren't quick to tolerate a human element in what they imagine to be their territory. They are no concern of mine, so cut down as many as you see fit to complete the mission. Garb yourself in their skins for all that I care. Just get my soldiers through. Fascist. Barrick says, beasts are more than capable fighters, and they ripped more than one of our countrymen to shreds during the conquest. Ash has no love lost for their kind. Jagged Moss Shrine is now unlocked. My Earthshakers, says Ash, have a plan to blight the land, starving the Scarlet Chorus in their home territory. Offer them any help they need and see my will done upon the voices of Narat. We are nearly at the end. I can feel the Archon's doom ahead of us like the peace at the end of slaughter. What is it you require? This sounds a little seditious, so let's not ask that right now. Nothing. Farewell, sir. Oh my god, my children. Travel to Jagged Moss Shrine. Oh, and a new missive. Let's see. Status report from Tunon the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. Fatebiter, you are to report to the Bastard City at once. Be prompt, lest I mistake your tardiness for reluctance. Okay, noted. Also from Tunon. He sent 2 messages separately by the same messenger, apparently, because we got them at the same time. What a dick. Word reached the court that you have dealt with the seditious mercenaries claiming for themselves the mantle of defenders of Lethian's Crossing. You have the gratitude of both myself and the Overlord. The disruptions in the settlements long stymied the production of iron goods for the war effort. Forge Master Zedenia personally thanked me for your intervention. Congratulations, the Forge-bound Guild are a strong and tireless ally to possess. Turn on the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. Fuck you, boss. We'll go visit you right away. So hey, next time we'll go straight to the Bastard City then. For a second I read that as Pizzagate. It's Plainsgate, but I read it as Pizzagate. I am saturated with political news. Bastard City first, and then Jagged Maw and Plainsgate. We head into the Stone Sea. This is it, everybody. I think I wouldn't say this is the end game necessarily, but this is certainly the next act. Pizzagate 2020 here in Tyranny. Alright, we're going to save it. I think next time we'll do a little bit of trading here before we leave, because there's lots of merchants around here. I know, too much fucking time online. I think it's damaging my sleep, honestly. Alright, those of you in the chat, hang out for a few minutes. We'll get started on Prey. Those of you you're hanging out in the chat already. Those of you catching up on YouTube, thanks for doing so. See you around.